And one other college note, if you don't win, you don't keep your job. And we've had 2 firings in 2 weeks, and I think there's at least a couple more still to come before we get to the middle of the football season. Who is going to replace the fired Scott Frost at the University of Nebraska? And he was the first one that they jettisoned out. The next one could be Carl Durrell at Colorado, whose AD refused to give him a vote of confidence. And that could be followed immediately by Brian Harsin of Auburn, who came from Boise State and has not been able to get the job done. And of course, Arizona State hit the eject button on Herman Edwards in the middle of a lousy loss and this NCAA investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the question. Would you hire this guy? This guy is Urban Meyer. This guy, great career, Utah, Florida, Ohio State, burned himself to the ground in the NFL with Jacksonville, wants to coach again. Would anybody take a run at this guy for the future? Nebraska, which has been down forever. Arizona State, which I tend to think is a sleeping giant. Colorado, no explanation to me as to why they could be so bad considering the heritage of the program, the beauty of the campus, etc. Arizona State, underachieving program with great facilities and, for the most part, really, really good tradition. You're talking to one of the former voices of the Sun Devils. And Auburn is Auburn, and they obviously need a change in direction. Would you get involved with that guy?
Yeah, I would. I mean, especially if you're a program like Nebraska that had the history of all the national championships, and then it just had a long, dry 20-year stretch of nothing. I mean, these teams are desperate for this kind of a leadership with that kind of cachet that can recruit good players.
All right. Before we go to the next group of topics on the table, we apologize for doing a COVID broadcast, but we had a bit of an outbreak in master control, so we are doing COVID sports talk, but we are talking sports again.